What up, world? What up, world? It's your boy Sky, broadcasting live, and today we're going to be doing a video about how to let go of comparison. So, bottom line is, I'm a young man, and I'm very determined to continue to, raise our own unique authenticity amongst each other and amongst myself, first and foremost. So I will be sharing with you how I have been honoring my own authenticity and how anyone else can develop their own true appreciation for their uniqueness. So here's what's been helping me and here's what I'm doing. So first things first, realize that there's nobody out there that's like you. And for me personally, I'm an only child, so I didn't have to deal with having a bunch of brothers and sisters and cousins and nieces and nephews and all of that just in our house, in our environment, all that stuff all the time, dealing with all these extra energies. So that was it. I already have my lane set. The next thing, just continuing that level of authenticity throughout your life, realizing that, hey, even if you do have brothers and sisters or someone may have a similar like to you, just be real with it and see the full picture of it. Like that's what going vegan has helped me to is what helps us to realize is that we're all unique creations. So the main thing, like when we go vegan, is like, oh, okay, we're doing something different. It's like everybody just eats meat and only a small select few people go vegan, and that's just the truth. So then we have even more upliftment within ourselves of realizing our own uniqueness and authenticity that gets us away from the crowd. The crowd is all this stuff over here, living that life, that fast food, that junk food, processed toxic food. They're all in a massive amount over there. That's where all the big clubs and parties and all that stuff goes on over here. And over here, we have the select few, the chosen ones, the small minority, of the people that know the truth about the food, about what we're supposed to eat, natural foods to help us. So bottom line is just that in itself, by being vegan, already amplifies your uniqueness, so you can see your originality in the sea of people that are clones, copycats, whatever, what I'm saying? Whatever. It's not even about race or anything. It's just about oneness within your own self. It doesn't matter about skin color or the kind of car or job or whatever. It's about oneness within yourself, and everything else is just fluff on top of that. You know what I mean? So bottom line is, by going vegan, you really honor your own authenticity and recognize it and appreciate it too, and also at the same time, like, just being real with yourself to realize, hey, honestly, like, the best way I've learned is, like, whenever you're in a relationship. So every time I've ever been in a relationship, with all the women I've ever been with, I always, no matter what we went through, I always stayed true. I always stayed faithful and loyal, no matter what it looked like. If it was ugly, whatever. But I always stayed loyal and had enough respect to, just focus on one, keeping things super simple by just focusing on them, not switching up, not forgetting, not playing games, not, going out and then just pretending like I forget about them, not, traveling and pretending like I forget about them, none of that stuff. But just by being a real guy, no matter where I'm at, with friends, whatever surroundings, working, parties, whatever, I always stay true, even if my emotions and feelings and actions weren't all the way perfect or whatever, I'm not gonna be hard on myself, whatever. Let's get off that. Bottom line is, I always stay true to them. You know what I'm saying? If I say, hey, her and I, we're together, you know what I'm saying? And that's it. You know what I'm saying? It's us. As time goes on, it's just us. Unless something changes that we both agree upon, or the universe ordains upon that we both are receptive of, hey, we're having space or we're over whatever, then it's continual. And that's just common sense. You know what I'm saying? It's common sense, you know? And throughout all the women I've dated and been with, you know, I always stay true, at least in that, like, throughout the whole thing, you know? But that's the main structural, foundational building block I found to be very helpful for so much. Because one is simplicity, two is faithfulness, three is, you know, loyalty, four is respect, five is, you know, just pure enjoyment because it's so simple, you know, just that one, you know, not just egotistical. It's real love, you know what I'm saying? It's real love. It's not the ego chasing and chasing. Oh, I gotta have this guy and this girl, this, you know, ladies, this guy, because has a BMW or a Mercedes, or he has jewelry, he has earrings or tattoos or muscles and all this and that, or and you know, for guys, oh my God, look, she's wearing yoga pants. She does yoga. She has a big booty. You know what I'm saying? She's, you know, smells nice. You know, she has a cool purse, you know, cool bag. You know, her hair is awesome. All, you know, these little things that are physical and materialistic, that's all right. That's cool. You know what I'm saying? But the true stuff is so much deeper than just that. It comes before and after all of that little fluff stuff. None of that stuff means nothing at all, for real. So you start to realize that, hey, who am I beneath all these layers? You know, beneath the car, beneath the jewelry, the money, the tattoos, you know, all that stuff. Who are you? You know, you're naked, a naked person, you know, with emotions, with feelings, with a soul, all of that. And what I realized with being in a relationship and by always have been faithful, you know, through all types of circumstances, it being hard, whatever, you know, with my own levels of growth that I've had to learn to grow, and I'm still always growing and learning, is that at least when you're with them, you know, when I'm with the woman throughout our time together, you know, days, months, weeks, years, however long it is, eternity, you know, it simplifies it, you know what I'm saying? Because then it's like, all right, so if I'm just focused on them and we have a commitment here and we have an agreement, okay, to be monogamous, you know, her and I, we're on the same page. We're both each other's top priority and only priority, you know what I'm saying? And like, we're here for each other, you know, it's just us, it's no games. We're here to desire to create a family, to have children, to have babies, you know, to build businesses, to meet family, you know what I'm saying? To grow into our old ages, you know? So then that's cool, you know? But then also how you stop comparing yourself is that you just gotta put your whole 100% in trust within yourself in this, you know? Because then you're like, okay, now I'm not gonna be lustfully, you know, looking around, you know, watching porn, fooling around. God forbid you're fooling around in real life, you know, physically paying for stuff, you know, behind closed doors that ain't so pleasant for your significant other to find out about, you know. So you got to put yourself in these, you know, you got to be able to understand and process the consequences of someone who does that and break you down, you know. And for those of us who are not, you know, a disservice and evil like that, you know, we're able to understand that, hey, they do that, and guess what? That's why they're constantly always comparing themselves to other people, because guess what? They say they're in a relationship with a man or with a woman, monogamously or whatever, and guess what? Maybe they're deep down lustfully doing a whole bunch of other stuff behind the other person's back. And guess what? Deep down, that's a reflection of the person that they're with. They're probably doing the same exact thing, you know? And that's how these love triangles and all this drama on reality TV shows happen. That's how all this drama on the new, all this stuff, all this drama, love drama of whatever you hear happens because of that. Literally because of that. It's nobody else's fault. Nobody but only those two people. Nobody can tell you No, there's nobody that will literally get you to become one. You know what I'm saying? Counselors can help, parents, friends, family, advisors, all types of so-called authority, whatever, can help and assist and whatever. But at the end of the day, that's a deep connection only between those two people, without other people interfering, So like when it is the two people, then it's okay. I'm just seeing them. I'm seeing them, And then if like you do start slipping up or whatever, and you start wanting to look your eyes somewhere else in a lustful way, in a disrespectful way, looking at a woman, looking at her body like a piece of meat, or you know, women looking at a guy as a piece of meat, as a toy or whatever, while you're in a relationship, looking at someone else like that continuously a lot, you got to be mindful of the consequences of that. Of course, it's not like we have blinders on and we're not able to look, but in actuality, how I truly feel and am and who I am is just like, hey, I'm desiring just a long-term monogamous union with a woman, to raise a family with and to live a long life with and experience life with together monogamously, So therefore, I'm invested into it 100%, I'm putting it all on the line, you know what I'm saying? And like, that's what real is, you know what I'm saying? You're not constantly getting on social media apps to look at a girl, look at a guy on fitness or whatever, looking at their body, doing creepy things or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Because then guess what? How would you feel? And also probably what's happening is your so-called partner, while you're doing this stuff behind their back, they're probably doing the same thing to you, How would you feel with them watching porn, masturbating to another person, looking at another person's profile all lustfully and all like hungry and thirsty, you know what I'm saying? You wouldn't like that at all, And that's what I've realized, you know what I'm saying? That's what I learned. And thank God I've learned, at an early age, to prevent anything tremendous from happening, you know what I'm saying? Severe from happening. I can only imagine it, and I'm not even going to imagine it because it's not in my reality. I'm here to help out people that's going through stuff like that. But that's the biggest way is that, like, okay, your deepest, most truest heart's desire. For me, one of them is just that love. You know what I'm saying? And then you got to be real with yourself. How would you feel about living a lie and having someone else step into your shoes, and basically replace you lustfully? That's called cheating, and that's called lust, and that's called porn, that's called lust, that's called replacement. That's what that is, where you're just like, oh, it's getting hard. You know what? We're over. Let's break up. Then, the next day you want to pretend, you want to lie, you want to act like you're on these dating websites, you want to try to chat up a conversation on social media, and honestly, you be real silly and real immature to try to do something in real life, forcing something in real life, because then you start to realize love is like a plant, it's a tree, it's a flower, you build it, you water it, you grow it, you nurture it every day, you don't just raise up an avocado tree in seconds, you build it up, so that's why they say love is the only truth there is, because it's like lust, porn, fear, all that stuff is fast, it's quick, and it's like, doesn't have a long shelf life, you know what I'm saying? It's very lustful, it's very fast, quick, and easy, you know what I'm saying? But love is actually responsibility, it's actually focus, it's actually commitment, and it's originality as well. That's what I'm getting to about comparison, so you realize, okay, if I truly want to be real with myself, then I gotta be real, you know what I'm saying? How would you feel, putting your heart on the line, being vulnerable, fooling around with some other women or some other men, how would you feel seeing that happen to you with that person, that woman or that man that you are so deeply invested in, you know, and how would you feel with them doing those things with somebody else? You know, for real. Take it how you want to take it. I'm saying I'm being 100, no cap, no lie, no games, none of that stuff. You know, when people about their business, when people for real about their intentions, when it's that real, truthful love, and they putting it all out there, 100% for them, sacrificing for them, going out their way for them, that's real love. You know what I'm saying? And you're not here to take them for granted, and you for sure aren't over here to, you know, jeopardize it or to go through some drama, you know, with some dark thoughts. And you for sure don't want to see them in an evil way or any type of way replacing you. You know what I'm saying? Because that's called cheating. That's called fake. That's called quick fix. That's called just stuff that doesn't serve us. You know? So that's one of the biggest ways I've learned how to zone in onto just being who I am. Because it's like, I truly am a firm supporter and believer and knower and shower that, you know, there's someone for everybody. You know what I'm saying? At least one. You know, different people have different tastes, but for me, I'm good enough with the most simple form of just one, you know? So therefore, out of the 7 billion people, you gotta do some common sense, and you gotta be on your own side and give your own self a pat on the back and have some faith and some positivity to realize, hey, you know what? I'm young and there's a lot of people out there in the world. So the more and more I keep working on myself, there's gotta be at least one that it just clicks. It just clicks like this, and we can have children, and we're both on the same page, and things work out, you know, and we can navigate through life together, you know, so that it won't be stressful, so that we can make riding the waves of life actually fun, a learning experience throughout life. We'll be able to smile through so-called hard times or whatever, because they won't even really be hard times, because we would already have faced the hard times together before. And now we've grown so much, and it's not even hard times, it's just life, you know, and we can actually smile through it. And other people may consider it hard times, they may be suffering, but we won't, because we already went through that already early on. So bottom line is, I just had to say that real thing about comparison. I feel like you really notice it, especially whenever you get into that relationship, because then you're like, you gotta be real with yourself, you know? Do you really support cheating? Do you support lust and evil acts like that? You know, stuff that is like sneaky and creepy and stuff like that, slimy or whatever? No. So don't indulge in that type of thinking, acting, or vocal expression, you know? And that's what I've learned, you know what I mean? Because that's probably one of our biggest fears, and that's why I faced it, by just being me, like saying, hey, this is who I am, you know, accept me for who I am, or go, you know what I'm saying? I'm here, I'm done with games, I'm here to just live in love, monogamously, faithfully, loyally, peacefully, freely, happily, you know, just with that one, you know? I love vegan food, I love herbs, I love being out in the sun, I love meditating, I love animals, I love family, I love connecting with dope, real people. I love health and wellness, you know what I'm saying? So like, that's who I am, you know? And that's who I am, you know? And just like by saying that and being about your way, what you are willing to give and what you desire to have in exchange, that's how things work out. That's how communication is expressed, you know? And by being real and getting your feelings and getting your emotions truly invested into it, and not being a tough guy and not being a macho man and not being a so-called thug, gangster, or whatever, because everybody else tells you have to be tough and hard and aggressive all the time, but listen to your actual heart and visualizing, hey, you know, would I really feel cool about this type of lustful lifestyle? All these deep, loving interactions with them to be replaced with somebody else? How would I feel? You know, that's what you got to ask yourself. And that's the biggest thing about comparison. You know, that's how you give up comparison, is by being real to you, you know, by staying true to you and yours. For real. You know, it's simple. And at the same time, life can make it hard, people can make it hard, but it's at the end of the day, it's our choice to stay responsible and just to stay true to us. You know what I mean? Like nobody's forcing you to do nothing. You know, we force ourselves, you know, so that's why it's best just to develop that peace within ourselves and realize, you know, the comparison thing. And I feel like the whole relationship aspect, to be honest, was one of the best ways to really stop comparing yourself, you know, because then you really got to build that confidence and know your place, you know, with that person you're with, so that you don't have insecurities, trust issues, jealousy, fears, and worries or whatever, but where you're at peace with yourself and your role in the relationship. You know that, hey, you know, I'm their main, we're unbreakable, you know. And once you develop that, then you start appreciating your own authenticity, your own originality, and having gratitude that, hey, you know, listen to some other people's stories and scenarios and experiences. You're actually kind of glad that you actually chose to be a faithful man or a faithful woman, a loyal man or a loyal woman, despite all the hard stuff you've been through. At least you did that. You don't got to worry about something going on behind your back that was messed up, you know, with somebody else. Because that's a hurtful blow, you know what I'm saying? And our minds can be like that, can be overthinking that. It can all happen to us in our heads, you know, but like love is the only truth there is. That's why so very many people manifest it on the ultimate level, you know. And I'm just grateful at least that I've lived like that, peaceful, loyally and faithfully, you know, to have that sense of peace. Things may not have been perfect, but I've been real in that sense, you know, to keep, you know, honoring my authenticity, you know what I'm saying? And just that, just remind yourself nobody else is you, nobody else has the same fingerprint as you, nobody else has the same expressions, the same experiences, the same thoughts, the same anything of you. They can have the same shoes as you, but guess what? They'll probably be a different size shoe. And even if they are the same size shoe, guess what? How much you want to bet? We can take this up to the laboratory with some scientists and get some microscopes and looking at all the little dirt molecules on the bottom of the shoe, all of the little, you know, bacteria and stuff like that on the different shoes, even though they're the same size. How much you want to bet? There's completely different dirt and stuff under the shoes. So that is same thing with life, you know. Someone can maybe have a similar skin color as you or whatever, but guess what? They probably went through a completely different experience. You know, I don't know what everybody's been through, but I know I'm the only one that's been living in my own body. You know what I'm saying? So like, nobody else had the same exact parents as me. Nobody else was born at the same time as me. Nobody else was thinking the exact same thoughts and same words and expressions as me at the same milliseconds of time. Nobody had the same any of that stuff. You know what I'm saying? No matter what. Even if people like basketball or play the same position in basketball, 2 point guards, whatever. You know what I'm saying? So what? So what? Did y'all go through the same stuff? Did y'all, you know? No. So that's the point. Just realize that nobody's you, and that's our power. Shout out to Infinite Waters, Ralph Smart, for that dope quote. Realize that nobody is you, and that's our power, you know? So that's something we can realize and understand, you know? It's not something that we're better or anything than anybody. No, it's just a sense of oneness within ourselves, you know, of wokeness, of oneness and appreciation for ourselves, so that we're not comparing and whatnot, you know? And that's it. Nobody's us. And just having that information that, hey, guess what? There is a true divine reflection version of us. So with that being said, then we don't got to worry about chasing and running and searching and sleeping around and all this stuff, because we're aware that so long as we keep building ourselves up to par, you know, we'll be united with our divine reflection, keeping it simple, you know. So anyways, a dope video straight from the heart, golden soul to you. It's your boy Sky, broadcasting live. Have an amazing day.